All right, y'all, what is going on? This is episode 612 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am Via Baller, and I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm going to just have a little off-the-cuff talk about our teams when it comes to the Falcons, the Georgia Southern Eagles, give my thoughts and opinions on everything that's been going on for the past few months, because, to be honest, there's not much to talk about. When you look at the whole situation with the Falcons, they're basically off for the next few weeks until they come back for get ready for the preseason. The Georgia Southern Eagles are really in the same boat. They're like in a dead season, but to be honest, Georgia Southern has been working very hard to get recruits. They're already focused on 2024. And I'm extremely excited about what these guys are doing there. So both teams in general are looking really nice so far. So I want to talk about just some things off the cuff. I may just scroll down the internet and just look at some topics or some articles real quick, or things that I've covered throughout the week, and just give you my thoughts and opinions on those things. Kind of like a refresher or reiterate some things, and just go from there. If this is your first time here, welcome. I really appreciate you coming through. This is the First and Frame Rate Show. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble. I'm also on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. The thing about Stitcher, I want to let you guys know, if you're on Stitcher, Stitcher is going to be moving over to Pandora within the coming months. So if you have Pandora and you'd rather want to listen to your podcast over there, it will be a good time just to be aware of that. I think they're moving over to Pandora. I think that's what I saw. I think that's what it is. But nevertheless, it's just a good time. All the podcasts that are on YouTube, all of the content creation is growing, and it's all thanks to you guys. There's been rumblings about legacy media, corporate media. A lot of layoffs been going on at ESPN. It sucks for those guys to lose their job, but to be quite honest, they're not making good content over there. They just haven't been making good, sports related content in years, and it's just coming to a head now. So unfortunately, the independent route, the guys who do this stuff like us, who are really passionate about these type of things, we're the ones that's going to carry the torch, hopefully, and keep this thing moving. So thank you guys for the support. All right, let's just look at some stuff. Let's go with the Falcons first. Like I said, not much to talk about there. We basically been, going, off the cuff, just making topics up, because it's, once they had the volunteer OTAs and the rookie mini camp, it's been, a whole layoff where they just go and do their own things, and they're going to be coming back to get ready for the preseason. But when you look at everything that's been going on, Falcons have been doing a phenomenal job of getting this team together. They seem like they got the right people in place. Outside of a few hiccups, the Avery Williams situation, he went down. Then you have the Breon Borders situation he's been suspended. Outside of that, the Falcons have done very good with their signings. They signed some great players that are going to be able to contribute, from the Scotty Millers to Jonnu Smith, even on defense with Caden Ellis and Adamaya. You got Jeff Okuda, who I think he's going to be an excellent pickup if he can live up to the hype that he was when he's coming out of Ohio State with him and AJ Terrell. Then you got the draft picks that we had with, I think it's Clark Phillips III, look like another type of cornerback that's going to be looking good. And the receivers that are coming on, like I said, Scotty Miller is giving high praises to Drake London. Drake London is like he's going to have a great second year. Mac Hollis is looking pretty decent. And at the end of the day, this is what you want out of this team. This team has basically been transformed in the past 2 years from what we had 2 years prior. It is just a great thing to see. And when you're looking forward and you're looking at the coaching staff and you're looking at what Terry Fontenot and what they're trying to build, they just, promoted Kyle Smith to assistant GM. And I saw that from a mile away. When I saw him talk and they had that interview, not an interview, but the Q&A with the press, I was like, wait a minute, this guy could be something. And that's what they're doing. They're really setting the foundation for what this team could be for the next decade plus. These guys are building things for the next 5, 7, 9, 13, 14 years, believe it or not. They're not here just for short term. You can look at it and tell they're not trying to do this. Like if you look at the Saints GM, I think it was Loomis or something like that. The Loomis been there for like forever. I think he's been there for a long time. Do you think Terry Fontenot, who's been under his tutelage, is going to be in a situation where he's just going to be there for 4, 5, 6 years? They're trying to build something to be there for the long term. You see all the young players that they're bringing in, and they're trying to build these guys up to be franchise staples. On top of that, they're actually trying to bring veterans in that who can still contribute, who still love the game of football and want to be a part of something special. That's where the Calais Campbells come in. In some cases, Caden Ellis come in. The Jesse Bates come in. These are the guys that are, the Mac Hollins, Scotty Millers. These are the guys that are actually trying. Taylor Heineke's another one. These are the guys that want to be a part of something special. And it really feels good to have a coach where players actually want to be, to have a coach where players actually want to be coached under. So it's just a beautiful thing. So with the Falcons, nothing really is set in stone with what they're doing that we could hang our hat on and talk about. When you really look at the scheme of things, is really what they're doing. The Falcons are in a really good position to be a long-term contender in the NFL. You just can't ask for more than that. A lot of people are starting to realize that, and they're starting to jump on the bandwagon after leaving and going to Philly and don't want to be a part of the associate with the Falcons anymore. That's fine. But you also have to understand that this is what we do over here. You got to be down with the good, bad, and the ugly. I'll be the first to admit, I didn't like what the Falcons did after Mike Smith. I'm going to be honest with you, it was terrible, and I wanted to go get rid of the team. But hey, I'm still here. And I'm still making content for them. They sometimes they make you that mad. Sometimes you just got to love what they do at the same time. Let's jump over to Georgia Southern before we get out of here. Georgia Southern 2023 football commit. Coach Clay Helton. Man, let me tell you about this guy. Coach Clay Helton is another guy that's building something for the long term. He's going to be here for a long time. My gut feel, I think he's going to be here for the long term. He's going to be one of these coaches that's going to be trying to etch his name in the Georgia Southern legacy. And with the recruits that he's getting, I don't even know where to begin when we start with 2023. What can you do when you start talking about 2023? 22 guys signed a letter of intent in 2023. And out of those guys, we only got 2 hard commits, but I'm almost certain that these guys in 2023, they're going to commit at this point. It's almost time for the season to start. So these signed letter of intent, you might well say they're all, basically on the team in some chance or some form of fashion. 15 transfers coming in from other places. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm trying to see. Let's keep going. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of those guys are from Power 5 schools out of the 15. So half of those guys are coming in. And then we just got finished with, I'll get to 2024 in a second. But when you look at the 15 and 22, you're basically looking at 37. Well, let me see. 22 signed a letter of content based on 247.com. 2 hard commits, so that's 24 plus 15 transfers. So, what that is, you're looking at 39. You're looking at 39 players that's going to be on this team. This team basically just been remade. It's just been remade over in 1 year, and we didn't even realize it. So what we have with Georgia Southern, where we have all these new players, new faces are going to be on the team, and then you turn around, and in 2024, which, my goodness, they're already on 2024. Coach Clay Helton already have 8 hard commits in 2024. That is really unheard of. The football season of 2023 hasn't even started, and we already have 8 hard commits from 2024. And we talked about pretty much all 8 of these guys already, from the Camelo Mazes, which I'm going down to one of his games, or at least a couple of his games, to go see how he looks. You're also looking at, what's the other? Keon Davis, another guy that I want to try to go see one of his games as well, because they're right here in the area where I live. Definitely going to go see those guys play. And it's just going to be a beautiful thing just to see this team continue to grow. It's like right now, before the season starts, we getting 3, 2 and 3 star recruits. Possibly in some cases, some of these kids could have been 4-star recruits. But some of these kids, they're so early, they can't even be judged on what star they are, because all of these guys are juniors going into the senior season, and they may have breakout years. It's one of the reasons why I want to go to a couple of these games. Tyler Budge, a quarterback out of North Carolina, he's going to be coming in. You also have Eli Anders, another guy that already have teammates that are on the team from his high school career. He's coming back to be with his teammates in Georgia Southern in 2024. It's just, when you look at what the Falcons and Georgia Southern Eagles are doing, they're building for long term. And I'm be honest with you, I haven't seen this happen for Georgia Southern in a very long time. I mean, you got to understand, after Paul Johnson, I mean, we really didn't have like the legit stability that we wanted. I mean, don't get me wrong. We had Jeff Monken and Willie Fritz. We had some good guys here. We also had, Chad Lunsford. But then again, we had the Brian Van Gorders. We had Seawalk, and Seawalk wasn't bad. But, we had those type of guys as well. So getting Coach Clay Helton from the West Coast and bringing him back over here is something that is really, really special. So I'm loving what's happening here with all of these recruits. We got 39 new faces is going to be on Georgia Southern campus starting 2023 football season. And then you already have 8 that's already committed. And I'm not talking about signed letter of content. Based on 247sports.com, these guys are hard commits, and some of these guys are absolute studs. I'm looking at some of these guys. They look like they're ready to go right now. 6'4", 205 as a junior. You're talking about Makai Isaac, tight end out of Warner Robins. Man, that guy he's still gonna grow. He could be as big as Keaton by the time he steps on campus. And Keaton's like 6'7". So this is what we're talking about when we have these type of players coming in. It's just beautiful. I mean, I think somebody said it in my comment section on YouTube. They were saying like, we're starting to get bigger, stronger, and faster. We had a lot of smaller, faster athletes, but now we're getting big, strong, and fast. So now we're going to be competing with Power 5 schools. We playing Wisconsin this year. I can't remember who we playing in 2024, but I know we turn back around 2025. You already know we're going to the LA Coliseum, back to the scene of the crime where Coach Clay Helton was at, and we're going to be playing the USC Trojans. So it is a beautiful thing at the end of the day. I'm just loving what Georgia Southern's doing. I'm loving what the Atlanta Falcons are doing. It's just a beautiful time, guys. I mean, what else can you say? What else can you say? If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you think about my 2 teams, man. I'm a Falcons and a Georgia Southern Eagle fan. I love both teams. I'm a little bit more passionate about the Eagles because I just love the college aspect of sports. I love it. I love watching these young guys, young men, young women go through the college ranks and become the type of person that they are. It's just a beautiful thing to see. So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to get up out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this week of content. If anything comes up, I will definitely be talking about it over the weekend. At the end of the day, I'm going to be, here. I'm going to be here making this content for you guys. And honestly, what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the weekend, unless something comes up, we're making content from my other channel. I got some things I got to do for my other YouTube channel, the gaming channel, where I talk about gaming and everything under that umbrella. But I'm going to get up out of here. Once again, I can be found on YouTube and Rumble, also on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, Google Podcasts. FirstandFrameRates.com is the website. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, is at VFBaller. If you want to donate, the Cash App, all that stuff is down in the description. If you want to donate and help the show, it all a little bit, it goes a long way. It really does. All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend and be positive. Do something nice. Hang out with your people. It's always good to do things like that. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy and y'all be blessed. Peace.